Spencer, I actually have to tell you, I've been doing Duolingo for 10 days straight.
Whoa! What language?
This little language, I don't know if you've heard about it. It's called Japanese.
Hi.
Konnichiwa.
Nihongo. Nihongo desu.
Ooh, ooh.
そうですか?
Azario des. Azario des. Yes.
僕はレガシースペンサーどうぞよろしくお願いします。
Onegaishimasu.
Woo!
Okay, yeah, so that's my 10 days. Hello, and welcome to episode 109. Right on
109.
time.
Right on
Of
time.
Unqualified Game Chat. I am one of your hosts, Lazaro Lopez, and with me today is the ever so cuddly, ever so bright, ever so
Great.
charming, Spencer, the Legacy.
We moved my mic closer, so I have a bassy boom.
It is bassy. It's just like there's different tones, and this is the stupid nerdy shit that I learned while if you listen to Noisy Pixel reviews like in our first year, oh man, not only is my voice really bad, but our audio,
your voice was different. I remember that. Yeah,
it sounded like a 80-year-old lesbian or something like that smoked too much. Smoked too much.
The first time we met at like some loud thing, and I remember you were introducing yourself to me, and I was like, I can't really hear you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, who is this guy? So I had paralyzed my vocal cord. I was in a band, and we went on like a month-long like we're breaking up tour, and after that tour,
A band called the Beatles. Ever heard of that?
Yeah, a little band called the Beatles. We are signed.
Sorry, was the fifth Beatle, if you can believe that.
Yeah. They put me off to the side. I was doing all the undertones and the.
I'm Azario Lopez. I'm doing
melodies.
The undertones, and then you would go. You would have a little guitar triangle.
Pretty good impression.
Thank you. That's dopey British man.
I never really laughed at Beatles impressions until I saw a couple interviews, like old interviews of the Beatles when they released that Disney movie just recently. Actually, I was like, "Holy shit!" Like they all these people, like they did fucking sound like this.
I'm the same way. Like as a kid, I never cared about the Beatles as a little kid because I was a little kid. So in every cartoon there'd be characters like, "Hello, I'm Mr. Beatle," and I was like, I don't care. What is this?
I thought they were overplaying it, but no, they're doing a really good job.
Every single show and cartoon from like the 60s to the 2000s had someone with like a mop head of hair that covered their eyes and be like, "Oh, welcome to the Beatles." And as a kid, I was just like, what even is that? That's silly. That's a cartoon, man. But no,
until that Disney documentary. Anytime Dana Carvey did that impression, I never laughed. And then afterwards, I was like, I was like, oh, I get the joke now.
Like, it's so true.
Get him, Dana.
Damn, Dana. You're the master of disguise.
The other day, it made it so clear that like gaming industry business owners are a lot different than just like normal gamers or I don't know, your gamecouch.coms or whatever. It was when I was like I don't know, I was talking about something online and then so the only like metaphor I can think of was in Wayne's World where Dana Carvey's character has like the Pepsi stuff on and it's like, we're not sellouts, man. We're just like why would somebody do that? And it's like it's so true. That is how it is in this. Like I can talk all the shit I want about corporations and all this stuff, but when they come money in hand, it's really hard to say no.
If you like, I'm punk rock. They're like, if you be less punk rock, we'll give you $12,000. It's like,
fuck.
I'm less punk rock. You know?
I'm less. It's not. It's. You'll see it on other content creators that start off from nothing and kind of get bigger. Where just recently, I won't say the name, but just recently I saw like a reviewer who like started around the time Noisy Pixel did, and did a full review of a game that was tagged as sponsored and tagged, but it was a review of and I was like, I don't think I could ever review a game
Sponsored
that
review,
was
yeah.
sponsored.
That's tough because there's no way to separate the
yeah. I was just
the
having this
review
conversation.
from that.
I was just having this conversation with Mark today, and it was like we're held to, as content creators and writers, we're held to our journalistic integrity, and the lines blur between
Especially
who
for
what.
content creators, because
Yeah,
they're not journalistic
yeah.
bodies.
They don't have
Yeah.
they don't have that, like, oh, I can't take up this sponsorship because it doesn't align with my views. Your views are kind of like whatever you want them to be. You know, your
Yeah.
opinions can often change. Twitter journalists aren't held to that same scrutiny as, like, if I write an article and don't put a release console in the article, or if I mess up the release date, or I don't add something, I get a lot of shit for it, but it's hard for me to go into that article and change it. Whereas if a Twitter person makes an error, they kind of just like piggyback off of their own error and say, "Hey, sorry."
Yeah, they're
And
like,
then
"Lol, my bad here."
yeah, and then everyone just like lets them off the chain.
Yeah.
Like this Twitter user tweeted out that this game company made their character have less clothes after Stellar Blade got big, and they showed like a before after, and they edited their own little Twitter image, and it said before and after on it, and showed the girl wearing her combat outfit, and then the picture next to her in a more revealing combat outfit. And and this thing got like a ton of likes, a ton of retweets and stuff. All these gamers are saying, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah," but then the developer goes in and it's like, oh no, that's just two different costumes. One of them's a costume and the other one's a costume. They're both in the game. And the guy's like, and on the Twitter page, all it says is it retweets it and says even better. But no, you were wrong.
You were wrong. You're spreading misinformation.
You were fucking wrong, dude. Yeah. And if I did that on Noisy Pixel, I would have to eat that for a while. Like, I remember I was really drunk over the holidays.
Yeah.
And Suya Yoshida was going away, and a Stellar Blade Twitter that I thought I'd removed it from our contacts
scheduled
thing.
Stuff? Yeah.
No, it's like just a list of users, Twitter users, like an industry list.
Yeah.
I thought I took it out of there, and it's basically just a fan account repping Shift Up stuff, but it said something to Shuya Yoshida on there, and I was like, oh fuck yeah. So I was like kind of drunk. It was like around the holidays, and I think we just got off we're just getting onto winter break, and I write the story, and then it turns out, oh, that's from a fan account. I had to say sorry twice. I was like, hey, thanks for calling me out. Boosted up the Twitter user, deleted the article. I had to delete an article, you have to do a bunch of 304 or 302 whatever redirects, and it's a lot of effort.
It is,
but I don't think that these Twitter journalists are held to that same.
Oh, definitely not. Oh.
It's annoying.
It is. It's like, and you can see why, because it's like, who are they're nobody, but they're big nobody. Like they don't represent an organization, so they don't have to eat crow when they're wrong and retract things because nobody cares, because everyone's like, oh, they're just some guy, which is weird because they have as much power or more compared to actual journalists.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's sponsorships are a messy thing, but they can be. You can have clean cut lines and really, like you guys do, with pretty clear cut, like you don't have sponsored reviews because that's crazy and stuff like that.
I don't even know if we'll ever go into sponsored previews. I'll do sponsored features, like, hey, let's do a huge overview of this game and let me just give you all the information of it. I can do that.
That makes sense.
But a preview. I haven't opened up that door, but I haven't like
sponsored
closed.
opinion-based stuff is just risky because it's
Yeah,
like how
that's
much of
what it
the
is.
opinion
Yeah.
is like a feature where it's hands-on and you're like, here's all the gameplay features. That's a lot more of a informational thing. The company could make that like a trailer of that. But
Mhm.
if you're doing a preview, then it's like, oh well, how much of it is you enjoying it because there's the boon of financial incentive. So I think once you inject opinions, it becomes a lot more. And that's only for journalists, like streamers and so, like who cares?
Yeah.
Like I always think of Norm Macdonald with the Man Great, how he'd be on his podcast and he'd be like, well, let me tell you about the Man Great, and he would just read like word for word the sponsorship things and
Oh
just
yeah,
riff
yeah.
on it, and they
Yeah, they're
hated
really
it.
mad. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
and
dropped it.
like
They dropped him so
they
fast.
dropped him, and he kept doing. Yeah, it's like the shit like that, like streamers and stuff like that. Like, listen, if Ace Bonanza ever takes off, don't trust any shit I say that's sponsored because I'll
Yeah.
say anything. I
Yeah.
will
There's a
because I'll be
price
a
there.
streamer, not a journalist.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a tag on this man. There's a price
Yeah.
tag.
So like, if I'm like, I love Raid Shadow Legends, I'm just getting the bag.
I don't even.
Like
Yeah,
that's,
I
I would never do that on Monster Vine or anything because that's a journalist. Like that's journalist Spencer who's being more responsible. But you know, if you're a Twitch streamer or YouTuber, then I mean, especially if you're like a very jokey, ironic one, like your audience
yeah.
can tell, like with the Man Great, where your audience will
Yeah.
be like, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
He doesn't care at all. Yeah.
And that's exactly what we do too. It's like we pick and choose who our
Mm-hmm.
sponsors are going to be, and they have to kind of be in line with our readers.
Yeah.
But in so many words, that was a nice opener.
It was. And hopefully we've solved the issue. That one guy who commented that you talk 90% of the time. I saw that the other day. It's like guy on the left talks 90% of the time. Maybe I just didn't have that much to say.
You know what though? I will say that we finally did our live stream. We started our live stream yesterday and we did it for like, I don't know, 2 hours or something like that. We played Hyperlight Breaker, but my Hyperlight Breaker for some reason wouldn't connect to the online servers, so I had to just talk. But Jose and Mark played, but they quickly found out that I talk a lot.
The crowd was like, wait a minute. Like, not that he doesn't talk much. It's just that the ratio's off because when you talk less and one person talks more, it just looks more skewed. But that's just the way it is.
With this, it was like people were commenting, and I think I just know a little too much about the industry, and Mark and Jose kind of view it from a more casual perspective. So I just have so much more insight into these stories where I could be like, hey, Mark, do you remember this? And he'd be like, nah, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'd be like, that's fair because your brain is consumed by a ton of other shit that I wouldn't want in my brain, but it fits in yours.
It's like, oh, you're a not online person. You have your brain is like real people stuff and like outside stuff.
It's it brings the question, like sometimes my imagination or my means of like building stuff or going in a certain direction, it's like it's very focused on what I want, but he brings a sense that's like, okay, but what about this? And I'm like, fuck, you're right. Like now that I bring that into the equation, all of everything that I had my idea for is completely so he's good at that. He's really good at that. But yeah, it was a good stream.
Nice.
It was fun.
I missed it. Is there a VOD?
It's there's I think the video's up. It's gonna be every Tuesday. We'll get better at it too, I'm sure. I think I need to make it clear though that like at least to Mark and Jose that a lot of what I say is just like I don't know, impulsive riffs, you know, like
silly business.
Yeah, like there was one point. This is all like inside baseball, but I don't even know if it's like. But these are just the things that are going on in my head, right? But there's one point in the stream where Jose, I thought Jose was going the wrong direction, and I was like, oh, I know he's going in the right direction, but I'm gonna pretend like I don't. And like slowly, I felt him getting more and more angry.
Yeah.
We're just
He wasn't
trolling him.
prepared for the riffing,
Yeah. But I think that just takes a little time in getting to know people, and
It
I
does.
think
Once
we
you get
have
the
a good group.
chemistry. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we have a good group, though. I think we have a good group.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, we do have something to talk about today.
We do.
The Switch 2.
The Switch 2, which I can't believe it's actually called that.
Yeah, and it was revealed last Thursday, so we didn't know about it. We didn't know about it the last episode.
Mhm.
What are your thoughts?
I was saying just today to my Monster Vine pals that I can't wait because I feel like every game, first party or not, that I play on the Switch now does not run well. And it's gotten old. Like it's very much this feels very overdue. I'm ready for things to like run nicely on the Switch. And but as for the Switch 2 itself, it really doesn't seem different at all. Like this might be the least
Nintendo
change I've
thing.
seen between Nintendo, like the NES to the Super Nintendo, to the N64 to the GameCube to the Wii to the Wii U. Like even the Wii to the Wii U was way different, like a second screen and blah, blah, blah. And same with the Game Boy Color to DS or to Advance to DS. Like it's very. This is. It seems like a very safe thing, which is odd for Nintendo, but I also understand they were probably kind of scarred by the Wii U generation. So they were like, okay, this is working. So nobody touch it and like nobody fuck with it. And we're going to put this out as more Switch, like bigger Switch, it's literally just Switch 2. So I think they were really the sense I get from it is they were hesitant to change anything that would change the massive success of the Switch. Um, but that also signals to me that it's not going to get any of the charm back of the Switch was like the console itself felt kind of charmless in terms of not games, but like the Wii U had music on every screen, like catchy little ditties on every screen on the home menu, and it had its own internal apps that you could mess around with. It had like weird. You could go on the browser and put up like I would do this all. My brother and I would watch movies and shows and go on the browser, and you could put up like curtains and then drum roll them and then reveal what you were watching. Like tiny things like that, or like the 3DS having themes like based on video games or consoles or whatever. All these tiny things, and then you go to the Switch and the themes are black and white, and there's no songs. There's no. It very much feels just like a console to play games, which is in a way good, but it's missing that. I loved that weird. I think a lot of it was probably Iwata, maybe, and that might be why.
The Street Pass, the connectivity,
Yeah,
you're
the
playing
face
with people
raiders.
even when you're not playing with people.
Yeah,
You're
like things that kept you as a child entertained when you had one game, like, or like when you would go on I remember the day that Smash 4 launched on the Wii U, the store was like themed to Smash 4 and it would play the theme song over everything. And it was like, wow, this is exciting. And like, this is an exciting feeling of them promoting their big game. But like I said, I feel like a lot of that might have been Iwata, which is why it ended with the Switch because he passed before the Switch. Just from like what I got from reading Ask Iwata and from watching or reading a lot of those articles and seeing what Sakurai says about him, it seems like a lot of the very like goofy fun stuff was more that. But it is I don't like this signals to me that I don't think that's coming back. It's because there's no big change because it's very close to the Switch. Like even the Mii Maker is in the settings now. It's not like a channel or like an app. It's I don't know.
You can go through your whole Switch life cycle without
Making
caring.
like they might make you make one maybe for a game, but
yeah. But we used to make like everyone for all of our friends to just have them like
they had that channel to show off your Mii's to people. You could be and like there were so many like because this was like what 2006, 2007, so it was like wow Michael Jackson, wow Pikachu, wow Bill Cosby, and like all these like goofy
two of those people didn't last the generation.
Yeah, that's the reason why there's
one is still going.
Yeah.
Pikachu still
Pikachu,
uncancelable.
unproblematic.
For now.
Unproblematic king, Pikachu. Maybe a little overexposed, but that's about it. Better overexposed than exposed like that. But
Very
the point
true.
is, there was so much charm to all that, and I rant about this a lot. I've probably done it on this podcast, but I missed that, and this signals to me that that's not coming back. It's gonna be another straightforward console. Although
Yeah.
I hope they do themes, because it's just so cool. Like PlayStation got rid of themes with the 5, which sucked. Like,
So fucking dumb.
it's cool. I turn on my 3DS, it makes Dreamcast noises. I turn on my PS4, I can have it do like Kingdom Hearts menu sounds.
Yeah.
Why not have that extra bit of customization for fun? I don't know.
I think the act of those little touches, they don't necessarily sell consoles. So
Yeah.
once the gimmick wears off, it's non-marketable. You know,
It's a shame.
you can't market it anymore as this plus. You know, and it sucks because the people who enjoy those aren't the loud majority, you know?
No. Yeah,
Like
exactly. Like
it's
I also
it
think it's just part of that, like everything has been kind of rounded off. Like you always see pictures of like McDonald's in like 2002 compared to now, where it's like fun restaurant with colors everywhere, and now it's like Apple Store essentially
yeah.
with that. Like, I think it's also just like because there's no money to be made from being fun or quirky, things don't. So maybe that's also just an extension of that. But yeah.
Yeah, even things like, I don't know, Chuck E. Cheese is just kind of not fun
Yeah.
anymore.
Look at the Nintendo ads. Like the ads used to, you had like the "We would like to play" guys and all the goofy stuff like that. And now it's like this summer or this holiday, be sure to play Donkey Kong with your family. And it's like a very not real bunch of people who are like, "Whoa, Mario Party's crazy! Look out! Oh, you got my star!" And it's like only this holiday on this Switch. And it's like that's just nothing. That's not like a weird. That's not the David Lynch PS2 commercial. What's going on?
Yeah, I think the act of cutting corners and saving on costs, where you have an initial investment on to create an engine and to create a product off of that engine, but to get the most out of your money as a studio, you're going to have to use that engine for the next 4 or 5 games. It's going to need to take you there, and that's why a lot of studios just rely on Unreal and fair.
Yeah, look at Square Enix is struggling with the 15 era of making engines and shit.
Yeah, they tried, and I think to their credit, Luminous was probably a fine engine. It just not good for what they needed to do. But from what I saw about Luminous, it was just very like light. You know, they is like a pop. I don't know, flashy. You look at Forspoken, and when you look at Forspoken being played by someone that knows how to play it, it looks pretty cool.
Square knows how to do particle effects really well.
Yeah,
really well. Since like the PS2, even.
I think as a spectacle like that, Forspoken is a fine game, but just couldn't piece it all together in a natural.
Yeah, it's everything around that.
But
what do you think of the Switch 2?
The logo, stupid.
It is very stupid.
Just as like this thing that I would have made on Zynga fucking 20 years ago, where it's like text and then a big number on the side. Come on.
Wow.
Come on. I wonder who fucking got paid for that. Like, what fucker in the boardroom was just like, I have this idea. It's a 2, and then he walks out with $100K. And like
like the James Cameron Aliens thing. We did the dollar sign at the end of Alien, and then they went, "Oh, it's Aliens." It's put a 2 next to the Switch and left.
I'm out. Give me my paycheck.
Genius.
I'll see you in 8 years when I put a
You're not gonna
a
believe
3.
what I'm cooking
up. Yeah, the Switch 2. No. I don't accept it as a console, and I think
At
if
least
I
it's not
was
the
a
new Switch. At least it's not
yeah,
that.
I would have actually preferred Switch Pro, the Switch,
Switch
the
U.
new Switch U, anything except for Switch, because Switch 2 leads me to believe there's going to be a Switch 3.
Yeah.
Or what, you're just gonna stop at 2? Like,
Yeah,
that's
Switch
it?
1, Switch 2, the Nintendo Revolution.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what are we doing here? Where are you setting me up for years for a life of Switches? Because I'll tell you one thing: the Switch being released was revolutionary. It
Mhm.
really changed the game on gaming on the go and
Yeah.
gaming at home. It really bridged that gap, and everyone talks shit on it in the beginning, and everyone had something to say about it. But over the years, we've learned that the idea of playing your games anywhere but your couch is a lot nicer than being in your couch. And if anything, working from
Mhm.
home has taught us that. Like, we don't want to be at our PCs anymore. We don't want to be in our houses anymore. We want to be out, but
Yeah.
we still want to enjoy video games. And COVID kind of led into that, and working from home led into that. But you see it with the PlayStation Portal or whatever that stupid thing is.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's like, oh,
I've seen people play that.
you see it with Xbox saying, okay, you can play literally. I could play my Xbox games on my Samsung TV without my console.
Yeah,
Like,
I've seen that function. That's crazy.
I didn't even know I can do it, and it's on my TV, and I do it all the time. And
Yeah.
that, so I can play my Xbox literally anywhere.
Yeah.
And so the Switch, when the Switch released, it revolutionized that. The Switch 2 is only an upgraded Switch
Yeah, it's just more
because
Switch.
you have Steam Decks now, you have
Mhm.
ROG Allies, you have Asus is Asus, so they're all doing stuff.
Mhm.
I feel bad for the families of 5 and 4 out there where they have 2 to 3 kids and each of them have Switch Lights, and now they have another fucking stupid
Yeah.
tablet that they're gonna get
Who's gonna have the
fucking
Switch too?
stuck in their fucking couch cushions,
Oh,
and
man.
dude, I just hate the idea that we're now living in a future where we just have all these tablets and screens everywhere, and
Star
I
Trek
can't.
made a dark future when they made that
Yeah,
up.
and I'm sorry, but it doesn't look. I don't care if you make the ship bigger. I don't care about how big it is, because if I'm playing on the go, I'll consciously make those choices to, like, oh, I'm gonna settle because I'm playing on the go.
Yeah.
I don't need this screen to be bigger. I don't need it to be heavier. I don't need it to be easier for someone to see me playing so they can steal it. I don't
Yeah.
need any. I don't need
Just
any
needs to
of
be
that.
sufficient. Just
I
enough.
just
We
fucking
used to play on screens this big. It's fine if it's a regular
now
Switch size. I had a
now
Game Boy
call.
fucking Micro.
And I had enjoyed the fuck out of that. No, those isn't that the only way to, like? Did they have a back screen too? Those micros. That was like a good way to
They
play.
have I have mine
It's
right
like a
here.
great way to play Game Boy Advance games back then, because the purple Game Boy Advance
I have mine
didn't
right
have
here. It
that,
also has an insane battery life. Yeah,
dude. Yeah, those
there it is.
easy every time.
Perfect.
Oh, perfect startup screen.
Amazing battery life. This shit
It's
you could not play it for 12 years and it would still be at full.
it's still. I'm literally just like, okay, so call me crazy,
Yeah.
but wouldn't it have been cooler if they announced a console, uh, something like, I don't know, Switch Home,
Switch
you
home. I
know,
was thinking that, yeah.
and then, like, it is a console box, okay?
Yeah.
It's the PS5 version
Mhm.
of a
It's running
Nintendo.
Mortal Kombat 1 and looking good. It's
It's
running
yeah, it's
all the high. It can
you're
play God of War, Ragnarok.
you're playing you're playing FIFA. You're
You're
playing all
playing
the heavy
Crisis
hitters. You're
5.
playing yeah, you have particle effects, Rezo gun,
You're playing
2.
Horizon, the second one, the title I
Yeah.
don't remember.
Yeah, Forbidden
Forbidden
Dawn.
West.
Forbidden West.
Yeah.
Um, or you can buy the hybrid version, which is the power, not as powerful.
Xbox Series S.
It's the Series S. It is
but it's
your
portable.
Yeah, it's your Switch portable.
The Switch Home Lite, the Switch Shack,
the Switch Go, Switch Go,
Outhouse,
Switch Outhouse, Switch Love Shack,
Switch Love Shack, Switch Bunkie, the cabin Switch, the Switch cabin.
Switch side.
I can picture them doing like their videos, being like the Switch Home that you can play on your television. Then there's the Switch Home Lite where you can pick it up and then someone picks it up and it's like, and take it anywhere. Yeah. I can picture that. Yeah.
Combine the two if you want to get some type of extra functionality. I don't know.
You combine the two, you get to play fun little mini games that are only on that.
I think the box could just be for the people who, because I don't necessarily wouldn't mind just having a box, you know?
Yeah, I barely play my Switch on the go.
I can't because of the recording. Like I have to do the fucking video. So there's then not to mention the drift.
How much you think they're not going to fix that? What are you betting that?
Yeah, no, these are the same fucking controllers.
These are the same.
The thing is I just played like 2 or 3 hours of Donkey Kong, and I say I don't play on the Switch around, but when Donkey Kong came out last week, I have been playing it while watch. Yeah, well, I watch it. I watch like Survivor or something on TV, you know, and then it's just like put on trash TV and get through Donkey Kong is like,
it's one of life's simple pleasures.
Yeah, I've never played. I have some. I'll wait for my Donkey Kong review, but I never played that game until now, and I just beat it.
Really? I got it for Christmas when it came out on my Wii. I was so happy.
Yeah, I have some negative points about it, but we can tell you later. So yeah, I don't necessarily play Switch on the go, so I wouldn't mind. Just give me a fucking powerful console. Give me something fun. I don't care if there's an e-reader on top of it. I don't care about gimmicks. Fucking gimmick me, daddy. I don't care.
E-reader would be fun.
I just don't want another tablet in my house.
No.
I have 4 Switches already.
That's a lot of Switches.
I have 2 Switch Lites, the Zelda's OLED, and then the launch Switch. Wow, I do not need another one of these fucking tablets around. It's been 9 years. Give me a break, Spencer. Don't say four Switches.
All
no,
I got's the launch.
I didn't get them all.
This my launch Switch.
And that's why, I
borrowed Will's Switch for the first like 6 months of it being a thing, and then I got my own launch, and that's the only one I got.
Yeah, because we know he's not going to be playing Switch.
He was like, hey, if you want to review all the launch games, you can just borrow my Switch and then give it back to me at E3. And I was like, okay. And then I just like lay in my college room and play Breath of the Wild in every launch game.
Don't threaten me with a bad time. That's the problem with Nintendo codes, actually, and the reason why the launch Switches actually have that, like, I don't know, error in them or issue in them where you can homebrew or download games. So that's how Breath of the Wild got leaked. Is someone got a review code, put it on a launch day Switch, and was able to rip the game and post it online.
Wow.
But that's why Nintendo's a little stingy with the review codes, is because they have to do like an approval process to make sure you don't have a launch day Switch, and how they do it is beyond me. It's a lot of stupid things. Cool guys game, but I hope that changes with Switch too.
Yeah, same here. It won't though.
It won't though. No. I don't know, the controllers dumb. Oh, so my point about Donkey Kong that I was playing. Yeah, I was playing it on the go for like 2-3 hours, and man, those controllers hurt my big ass hands.
You need handles. You need rubber handles. That's the way to go.
I suck at gaming too. Like I had to bring out the Pro controller, but it just made me better at
well, you are a pro, so you need the proper equipment.
Yeah, I need to be set up for success.
You need the true gamer wielding.
Yeah, so the controllers also don't give a shit, you know, like I
I'm
think
just
that's
gonna get a pro. If I can use the pro one still, like that I have, I just will. I don't like the Joy-Cons are the player 2 controller.
And again, I feel bad for parents out there who have
12 Joy-Cons in their house.
Yeah, just taught their kids how to put those Joy-Cons in properly. You know, like they went through this whole training scenario with them, and now
you gotta learn how to clack it.
Now you gotta clack.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder if the cartridges are going to be different.
I feel like it'll be like the DS to the 3DS, where there's like a little hook, so it's like you can't put it in a Switch, but you can put a Switch one.
You're telling me they're going back to 20 years of region locking, and they're just gonna reintroduce
just gonna have a nub,
the plastic nub.
A nub, yeah, because they like that's 100% what they did with the 3DS and the DS. So I feel like that's 100% what they're gonna.
So they did with that's how I played Romancing Saga on my SNES. I just broke off that little plastic tab.
Wow,
on the Super Famicom games. But I don't know. We'll have to see. It's gonna be it's the big reveal's April 2nd.
Yeah, that'll be good. When do you think it's coming? Summer?
We have to think about media.
Mm-hmm.
I could only hope that it is going to be a summer release after Summer Games Fest, maybe before July, end of June. But if they don't hit that, it would have to be somewhere around the holidays, right?
Yeah, I feel like it's either going to be like July-ish or November, and nothing in between.
I do remember when the Switch was first announced, it was about 6 or 7 months or 8 months before it released, right? Because it was at events. I could play the Switch 2 when I went to like Anime Expo or PAX. But and I remember it being like such a cool thing. They're like, "Oh, we got the Switch.
Like,
we got the Switch version here." Yeah.
You're like, ooh.
What was the first PlayStation 4 game that you remember playing when it was first announced? I played it in 2012 or something. I played Octodad at like a
I played Octodad at the GameStop. Yeah.
At a
comic. That is true. I think that was my first one.
That was my entrance into next gen back then.
Like my first PS3 was playing Arkham Asylum and Infamous at the Walmart. That's gone now. I don't see that anymore.
Yeah, they don't do that shit anymore.
First Wii U thing was Smash at a preview event on Wii U at Best Buy.
Nintendo sometimes does it with Best Buy still.
Yeah, they do like touring ones.
They'll probably do it.
They are doing Switch 2 events in April or May. I know there's one in Toronto.
GDC is happening in March, so I can imagine that some movement will come around then about like getting people hands on. I know Nintendo has a presence out there. Listen, all I care about is games.
Yeah.
And what I like about this console is that it pushes developers to optimize their games. And that is the best thing about Nintendo. And just like imagination and creativity in video games, because those are the most fun experiences that I had last year, and the games cost $10. Crow Country, Animal Well, Lorelei and the Laser Eye, you know, like all of these like indie games that I can say were some of my favorite experiences don't require graphical hardware. So when you're saying, okay, this thing is like a PS4, well, the PS4 right now, developing for it, all the rules have been unlocked. All the tricks and tips, the developers have shared it all with each other. This is probably the best time ever to be getting PS4 style games.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. It's the Last of Us 2's, you know, Last of Us came out on PS3.
That's so crazy. It's true. And it's been like remade or remastered on everything. That's so weird.
And it's a fascinating game, a fascinatingly developed, playable game that blows everything else out of the water that is on PS3 graphically because it came out at the end of its life. So, developer Nintendo, I think they're going to do great.
I think so.
As it's going to be a great. I don't give a shit about performance. Performance, yes. Graphics, no.
It needs, exactly. Performance, yes. As long as it runs. Like I'm the 75% that picks performance every time on the settings. As long as it runs fine, I don't need to see pores. I don't need to see sweat. I don't like those are the old things the PS3 had that they showed. I don't care about any of that. I don't like just make it run nice and have a neat style. Like I don't need photorealistic. I prefer not photorealistic graphics. So like
I would love them, and like you said, I would love for them to bring back the fun, the charm, the quirk.
Have fun with it.
I don't like nothing. I hate the fucking menu of the Switch. I hate navigating it. I hate going into the eShop. I hate everything about it. The sounds are cute.
Being a web page is nuts. That's crazy.
Stupid.
It lags like crazy.
Oh my God. Sometimes I'll be like typing in a code and like I'll type 4 letters and then it'll like jump ahead. Yeah.
You're like, what are we doing? What are we doing here? Come on.
Yeah, I think I would prefer a better network, but you know what? This is a console for mainly family and kids. I think that Nintendo's approach to internet security and safety is probably for the best. Knowing what's on the internet and just
it's out there.
I'm fine. I think I'll let Nintendo off the hook about their Nintendo or their network connectivity. I'm a single player. I don't need to hear kids crying or people cussing playing Mario Kart. It's not something that like
like in random Mario Kart like all those games. I don't need to hear. They are children oriented games. I don't need to hear them. It's not like where you go on like TF2 or something and you're hearing psychos and it's funny. It's like no, these are just children feeling sad. That's upsetting.
Other than that, that's Switch 2. More information.
Switch 2. What do all of you think about the Switch 2?
Yeah, let us know in the comments below.
Do you agree with us?
That's really all we got. We check out our Phantom Brave reviews.
They're going up.
If you're listening to this, we both have them up. Monster Vine has a video version. Noisy Pixel has a video version. So go check out our reviews and see how our opinions of the game differ or match.
How they're the same. Who knows?
Who knows? I've been purposely not really talking about it with Spencer too much because it is quite possible to get in people's heads while they're trying to write a review. And I tried to, that's why I don't like tweet about reviews or anything like that. I don't tell people that I'm reviewing games because like their questions or their preconceived notions about a game, they leak in and they stick there. So you're either trying to prove them wrong in your review or you're agreeing with them. It's like, wait, but I wouldn't naturally do that on my own. Yeah. I'm just doing it because they said something about it.
Spoils the broth.
Yeah, it does. Ooh, yeah, great.
Too many cooks.
Too many cooks. Well, with that said, we'll see you all next week. Should be a good time. Bye.
See everyone.
Noisy Pixel.